They rockin' red, they're a 10. Champions, we the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region. Elevation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap. And Drifty Quan tell them this is that. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end. Champions, we the best, come again. This is that. This is Kopish. This is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen. Real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Yes, people, welcome back to Team Kop-ish. Not time is people. I have a special guest with me. I've got Joe from TurfCast. Big up yourself, Joe, each and every time. I appreciate you joining, my bro. You know what I'm saying? But
thank you for having me, mate.
Come on, each and every time. For those that don't know, we're on the road to 50k. We made it to 40k not too long ago. Help us get to 50k, you know what I'm saying? Smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to Joe as well, people. Joe TurfCast, make sure you do that, people. The link of his channel will be in the description of the video. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, bigger everyone. Also, this video is sponsored by okjerseys.com. We can go and get your football jerseys for about £15 and use the code Kopish and get 8% off, people. So make sure you go and do that. But yeah, Joe, how are you, my bro? How are you, man? Joe, you still there? His internet's got mad. No, he was having internet problems. Hopefully he's still here. Hopefully we haven't lost him. Big up Joe, because he did say, chat, before the stream started, he was having some internet issues. No. It might be peak, bro. Joe, you still there? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait there. Hold on. You there, Joe?
I think so, mate. I've been saying so bad tonight. I don't know what it is. I've had to do the hotspot on the iPhone. That's how bad.
Oh, swear. That's what you haven't.
I'm getting a faster speed with that. So we'll just do that for the show. I'll use all my data.
Appreciate you. Yeah, listen, I appreciate you joining. Like I said, I told the people already you have internet issues, so hopefully we'll try and keep you, on the show for as long as possible. All right, so let's get first things first. Obviously, Burnley this season, I'm guessing you're not
rubbish.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, what was your expectations for this season, though?
Well, I when I predicted us at the start of the season, I think I predicted us to go down. I think on a couple of things, I saw a bit of fight, and I thought, oh, maybe we'll finish 17th. I think I invited on to Football Focus in like early October, I think it was, and I remember at the time saying, I do think we'll stay up now because at the start of the season, I did think we'd go down. But then I saw bits like we beat Sunderland at home, we beat Leeds at home. And I'm thinking if we can beat the teams in and around us, then that's all we need to do, really. And we should hopefully stay up. Unfortunately, we've not really done much since then. We haven't won since late October when we beat Wolves 3-2 at Molineux. And we even went on and lost 7 games in a row. It's just not been good enough. So, yeah, I did expect to go down, if I'm honest with you, but I also expected us to put up more of a fight. And that's what's annoying me at the minute. We just seem to be slowly sleepwalking into the Championship again without really putting up much of a fight.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say about Burnley is, and obviously you probably heard this many times before, like, it's the whole Sean Dyche thing. When you guys had Sean Dyche, he was very hard to beat, very aggressive. You used to annoy everybody. And that's not even a disrespect. It's just that, obviously, what you guys used to do. Yeah, you used to frustrate the hell out of all the top teams, bro. No one liked going Turf more. Like, nobody. No. Do you get what I mean? And I'm looking at the table now. Obviously, you are in 19th place. And obviously, like you said, the form hasn't been great, but is there any chance that you lot could maybe like get out of this situation, or do you think it's kind of a done deal? If you don't,
I think it's a done deal personally. I do get a bit of stick off some of my own viewers because I am resigned to relegation. I'm just realistic. I'm not negative. I'm just realistic. I've not even checked the league table for a while, but I think we're 7 points adrift. Is there really going to be a 14-point swing when you look at the form? We haven't won since October. Yes, you get a win. If we'd have held on against Man United, obviously they went 2-1 up in the end, but we did go 1-0 up. If we'd have held on against them, then who knows? A win against a big club could have really kick-started the season. But I just don't see anything from us to suggest that, we're about to get a win. Like, I don't suggest anything from us that could suggest that we could stay up, because at the minute, as I said to Callum, we've just done a show on my channel. It will be out later. It wasn't live, but I've just done a show with Callum on my channel. And what I feel like we do in games is just sit back and wait for the inevitable. So with Sean Dyche, we'd sit back, but there'd be a plan to sort of like hit you on the counter or with set pieces. Most of the time, with set pieces. Whereas with Parker, I don't really understand what the plan is. It is just a case of sitting back and just waiting to get beat. Like, we're not good at set pieces. We're not good at counter attacking. We have slowly got better over the last couple of months because we were god awful for a while. 7 defeats in a row. It was difficult to get any worse.
Yeah.
So we have slowly got better. But yeah, for me, I'm not seeing anything to suggest that we can stay up, mate, if I'm honest.
No, Fred. Well, at least, listen, one thing I can say about you guys, listen, I know it's not the Prem, but you did beat Millwall 5-1. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure.
Yeah. The Millwall B team as well, may I add. But we're our B team, to be fair, as well. It's something to be excited about for a change.
Yeah.
Watching us lose so many times.
100. And listen, I'll be honest, like I said before, the Sean Dyche teams over the years have caused a lot of top teams problems. I think Scott Parker, if I'm being honest from a outsider, I just don't think he's the right guy for you guys. I don't. And again, I know I keep referring back to Sean Dyche, but for Sean Dyche to go and bring in Scott Parker had to be on point straight away. And like you said, as a fan, are seeing games where you're just thinking, okay, I get it, we sit back, but we're not even trying to attack the other team. Like, at some point in the game, you have to be expansive. You have to try and win that game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just don't like I said to earlier. I can't remember if I said it to Callum or earlier on this show actually. But Leeds have gone to Anfield recently and picked up a positive result, as have Sunderland. I didn't watch either of them 2 games, to be honest. But I know how Leeds and Sunderland both played. They would have stepped onto you. There would have been periods in that game where they were on top, where they were the better side, where they were pinning you into your own half. Yeah, you may have been the better side for the majority of the match in both of them games, but Leeds and Sunderland would have both had periods. We don't do that, and that's the frustrating thing. Like I said, it is literally just to sit back and wait to get beat. Or that's what it feels like. That's obviously not the plan. I don't really know what the plan is. But whereas with Dyche, you could see the plan. And, of course, Vincent Kompany as well. Like, Vincent Kompany, yes, the Premier League season under Vincent Kompany was as bad as this one, if not worse. But you knew what he was trying to do. There was a plan. He played football in a certain way. It didn't translate to the Premier League for us. He's done very well in the Bundesliga with the Bayern Munich and did very well in the Championship with us. But you could see a plan, whereas with Parker's football and Parker's Burnley at the minute, you can't see a plan, and that's a frustrating thing.
No, I understand that. Kyle, welcome to the show, bro. Joe was just basically saying that how he feels like this season, well, not even this season, but under Scott Parker, it feels like the inevitable how they play football. Have you seen much of how Burnley play football, Kyle? You haven't really paid that much attention, and are you worried in any?
Yeah, not paid that much attention. I do want to ask Joe though, who would you get in as a replacement?
Well, obviously we just spoke about this, haven't we? I would have had I would have had Carrick, if I'm honest with you. I
you?
Carrick, yeah.
He
plays football in a certain way as well. So yeah, I would have got rid of it. I also quietly mentioned Steven Gerrard once, but I'm not actively asking for Steven Gerrard. I don't think he would be a good fit for us. However, I do think he's better than Parker. But it's not difficult at the minute.
Yeah, you two are definitely brethren. Because how about this year? Me, Cal, and Drift, I've all had debates about whether we felt like Steven Gerrard could do a job at Liverpool. My take on it is, I think Gerrard is a decent coach. However, I feel like he needs a bit more time before he comes back to Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, and him going to your club, and that sounds bad, and I'm probably going to get like peppered with tomatoes in the chat now, but I've got no issues with Gerrard going to your club, and do you know what I mean? Like getting back his reputation, because I feel like going straight to Liverpool after you've been fired is a massive step.
Yeah. I mean, look at Vincent Kompany. He needed to cut his teeth somewhere, and he did it. He did a good job at Burnley in the first Championship season. The Premier League season, as I just mentioned, was awful, and I do feel like he was very, very, very fortunate to get that Bayern Munich job. But City fans were saying the same thing. Like, he'll do well at Burnley, hopefully, and then come in as Man City manager. Chances of that happening now when he's at a bigger club, I think, are slim to none. But again, we'll see what the future holds. But Steven Gerrard could have done the same at Burnley. when we originally lost Vincent Kompany, I was actually asking for Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he did an okay job again as interim, I think, at Man United. And then I remember saying like he would probably be the perfect guy, actually get him in. But then he went to Leicester in the Premier League, and I think again that's a perfect example of how he went for a job too high for him. And that's what could happen, I think, with Gerrard. If he went to Liverpool now, I think he would ultimately fail. I think, Callum, you mentioned on my channel, you uplined him as like an interim rather than the full-term manager. Yeah. But I think if somebody goes for a job too big too soon, they can just end up like Ruud van Nistelrooy and just getting sacked pretty early and then not really being seen as a good option anymore. So I think a championship side, a good championship side, which is hopefully what will be next season, would fit well for Gerrard.
All right, I hear what you're both saying. But you see how you said Vincent Kompany had to cut his teeth at Burnley. Is there not an argument to say Gerrard's already done that with Rangers, then Villa, and then the team?
Yeah, this is what I mean about him being a better option than Parker. Gerrard's actually done things well already, whereas Scott Parker hasn't. All right, he's done very well in the Championship as Scott Parker, but it's never translated to the Prem. Gerrard, you could argue, is a similar thing. He did all right at Villa. He started all right at Villa, but obviously then ultimately tailed off. But winning the title with Rangers, the first person to do it with the new version of Rangers, it was a very good job. So I agree with what you're saying. He probably already has done a lot more than what Kompany had, because Kompany had only been at Anderlecht at that point, and I don't think he'd done much at Anderlecht, if I'm honest with you. Whereas obviously Gerrard's won the league up in Scotland, but I feel like
invincible as well.
Yeah. But I feel like down south or in the Premier League, you've got to sort of like cut your teeth before you go somewhere like Liverpool. I know Rangers are a big club, don't get me wrong, but the difference between Rangers and Liverpool is astronomical, and the difference between the SPL and the English Premier League is astronomical. I feel like Gerrard would be a good fit for a club in the Championship or maybe a lower end Premier League side to then keep them up and then maybe go on to the Liverpool job. But I think that was the plan when he went to Villa, but ultimately it tailed off.
No, fairs. Kyle, let me ask you this. So, big up to Joe actually, because Joe actually said, listen, they're in really, really bad form. They look like they're going to be relegated. However, Joe did look at our last 3 Prem results. Remember, we've drawn our last 3 Prem games. That's against Arsenal, against Fulham, against Leeds.
Yeah.
Like I said, we might be a bit too big-headed and think, it's Burnley, X, Y, and Z is 3 points. Are you concerned, though, Cal?
Yeah, with Slot at the moment, I'm concerned going into every game. But again, it's going to come across really arrogant. I hope it doesn't. I think we'll have enough to beat Burnley, only because I don't feel as though they have the quality of personnel as other teams. I don't think we'll beat them just based off tactics. I think it'll be from individuals beating Burnley this time, as opposed to it was like Slot was brilliant tactically against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to be brilliant against Burnley because we struggle to break down low blocks, but because we have quality footballers, I think we'll get over the line. All
right. Joe, I know you said quite a few times now you kind of feel like your team where they sit back against the inevitable, but do you still even have a bit of faith that you could maybe get a draw out this game if you can't get a win? Like, do you trust your defense and your centre mids and whatnot to cause Liverpool and stifle us, or you ain't got that kind of hope?
No, we again, when people think of Burnley, they think of Burnley being resolute, tough to break down. We are gifting goals away so often these days, and it just frustrates the life out of me. We play a 5 at the back, so you think, that's a nice defensive sort of formation. I say 5 at the back or a 3 at the back with 2 wing backs. It depends how you look at it, but it's one of them. We play 5 at the back, but our defenders just make ridiculous mistakes all the time. And again, obviously, you put in the comments on the screen there, we've struggled against Burnley before. You did struggle against us this season, to be fair. But a lot of the time where you struggle against us tends to be sort of in the olden days under Dyche. Obviously, I mentioned it on my channel to Callum earlier. But obviously, getting the win at Anfield under Dyche, that Ashley Barnes penalty. So it has been done before. But yeah, I'd be surprised because defensively we haven't been great. Going forward, we haven't been great. We've got a couple of decent players in midfield. Cullen's just suffered a long-standing injury, a long-term injury. We've got Big Les from Chelsea. Now he's a great player. And obviously Florentino Luis as well, who we signed from Benfica. So we have got some good options in midfield. But defensively and going forward, we haven't been great.
Marcus Edwards as well. Sorry, Matt, had a good game against Man United as well.
Who's that, sorry?
Marcus Edwards.
Yeah, you know what? Marcus Edwards has been a big talking point on my channel recently. For some reason, Scott Parker hasn't been playing him. He's just been on the bench. He's not been playing him. And I've been crying. I've been saying this team is crying out for a bit of quality. And last season, and I know we finished second and got 100 points, so this might be a little bit of a weird thing to say. But when we signed Edwards in January, we changed so much and we became such a much more attacking team. Like, we drew so many games 0-0 last season, especially in the first half of the season. It was 0-0 every other week. And it's typical Scott Parker. And we brought Edwards in. And what he does, Edwards, and there's a reason why he's at Burnley and not a Villa or somewhere like that, because he is a very, very, very technically gifted footballer. He's brilliant. And he drags us 30, 40 yards up the pitch. And that's why I want him to play more. I would doubt he would actually play at Anfield, if I'm honest with you, because he's more attacking minded. And Scott Parker will just crap his pants at any thought of attacking at Anfield.
Yeah, so how do you not know that Scott Parker's gone, listen, we always sit back here, but at Anfield, I've seen other teams like Leeds and whatever staff for Liverpool. We have you put him on the part. How do you not know that, like you said, you can get you up the pitch and have a go at Liverpool? Because, bro, I'll be honest, me and Cal, I've sat here up week after week, and we can't understand why we can't break down a team like Leeds or a team like Fulham, and like it's been headache for us. And do you know what it is? It's because teams as well are now going to Anfield and thinking we can get some change out of you. I don't think teams fear us anymore. That's me being genuine. I don't think teams look at us that way, in my opinion. Do you think Scott Parker does?
Obviously, I don't know what Parker's saying and stuff, but just having watched him this season and watched him for the last 2 seasons, I would be surprised if he was thinking, well, Leeds can do it, so can we. I think he's thinking we need to be cautious here. It's Anfield. We need to make sure. Again, he's been beaten 9-1 before at Anfield. Let's not forget when he was the Bournemouth manager. Me and Callum were saying on my channel, I think there's a bit of PTSD from that for Scott Parker, and I do feel like why he's a lot more cautious as a manager now is because of that defeat. Again, I mentioned it earlier. Leeds and Sunderland have shown that it is possible to go and get results against Liverpool at Anfield, but they stepped onto you. I would be very surprised if we stepped onto you. But what I would do if I was Parker is that I would step onto you. I would play Marcus Edwards. I'd try and get the ball to him and drag us 30, 40 yards up the pitch, try and make things happen. But he's only just starting Marcus Edwards. He's only just started playing him. And Marcus Edwards is brilliant, but the slight issue with Edwards is he will drag you 30, 40 yards up the pitch and get into the final third, but then the option that he picks 9 times out of 10 is wrong. But he is a good player. He is a good player. He's probably our best. There's a couple of comments as well saying Jadon Anthony. He scored a great goal against United, to be fair, and started the season very, very well. But he's tailed off a little bit recently, but obviously did get the goal in the last game against United. So fingers crossed that's the start of an upturn in form for him.
First, Kyle, let me ask you, who were the 3 players that you look at for Liverpool that you think could be key to potentially, obviously, getting the 3 points against Burnley? Like, if you could pick 3 players.
Frimpong, Wirtz, and Ekitike. Frimpong in terms of hopefully keeping the width and trying to get around his fullback and try and get crosses into the box.
Yeah.
Ekitike has just been clutch for us this season, and Florian Wirtz feels like he's getting into the swing of things now where you can start to rely on him to bring out performances and bring the best out of other players on the pitch as well. So those are the 3 I'd mainly look at and say they're the ones who will get us over the line.
Fairs. And what about you, Joe? If you could get anything out of this game, who are the 3 players that you feel like you could maybe rely on to potentially, if not get a win, but even get a draw?
Well, we already mentioned one. It's Marcus Edwards.
Yeah.
I think we probably need Martin Dubravka to have a good game, because even if we do well and manage to get a draw at Anfield, we're going to be peppered. But there's going to be shots on our goal. So I would suggest that Martin Dubravka needs to have a good game. It's his birthday today, by the way. So happy birthday, Martin, if you're watching. And I choose Lau Foster as well. There was a comment earlier from Mantis about Lau Foster. So I actually really like him. I just feel like he needs to start scoring goals a bit more. So we need him to start scoring some goals, and that might help us. But yeah, I choose Edwards to drag us up the pitch, Foster to put the ball in the net, and Dubravka to keep the ball out of the net.
Nice and easy then.
Yeah. I'm looking because I try to remember. Who did you draw against? And it was the Man United, didn't it? You drew 2-2 with Man United, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't you come back from behind to get that draw as well, or is it the other way around?
We went 1-0 up, own goal. We went 1-0 up. Then they scored literally after 5 minutes in the second half. I remember thinking it's a big start to this second half now. Burnley just keep the ball out of the net for 15 minutes, and it was 1-1 but before the 50th minute. Typical. And then obviously United went 2-1 up. But yeah, we managed to come back and get a draw. Jadon Anthony then again with a great finish. Like I said, hopefully that is him sort of like coming back and finding some form.
No, fair. All right, let's get into a bit of like starting-outs. Cal, what are you predicting for Liverpool's starting lineup? Or in fact, Cal, let's just do what Slot's gonna do. I don't think we should even bother do with what we think because and all that stuff. Because what's your starting lineup for the game, Cal?
What would mine be, or what do I think Slots will be?
What Slot's gonna do? Let's be realistic.
All right, Alisson in goal.
Yeah,
I think we go Frimpong. Oh, this week straight away against.
Because you're thinking, nah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
You don't forget about SummerSlam, are you?
I think he might, because I think he'll see it in his mind that we can overload the midfield and invert Szoboszlai. I think it'd be Szoboszlai right back, Virgil Konate, Kirkes, Grav, Mack, and Jones.
The three grab Mac.
In fact,
yeah.
No. Oh, you grab. No, I'll go Grav, Jones, and Vert. No, grab Mac and Verts.
Okay,
then,
Grav, Mac, and Vert. So would Verts be like in the 10?
Verts in the 10.
Yeah.
Frimpong, Ekatike, and Gakpo.
Oh, so you've gone the Frimpong right wing again?
Yeah. I think so.
Like we did against Arsenal.
Mm.
I'm gonna be so honest. I know we need Frimpong is gonna play anyway. He needs to play. Going up against Burnley's back five, it will be difficult, and you have to get around that low block. I just wonder whether Frimpong would have been better at right back, but again, you're going with what Slot is gonna do.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hear it because obviously Salah. No, Salah won't be back in time. I don't think for this game, will he?
No.
Yeah, he won't be back in time. Fairs. And then Cody, you've gone for Cody on the left and Ekatike up front.
Yeah.
Cody against a low block. Can't wait. Shoot on sight. Joe, let me ask you, what's your sort of like predicted like lineup for Burnley?
Well, it'll be Dubravka in goal. Hopefully, Hartman at left back or left wing back. But we've been playing recently. I'm not sure what's gone on with the Hartman situation. I'm pretty certain him and Parker have had a bit of a falling out, or there's been something going on because he hasn't played for a while. He was pretty poor in a game. I think it was against Fulham, and then he was dropped, and then he put a big thing up. Then there was some rumours about him going to Ajax and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not sure what's gone on there. Be Kyle Walker at right back or right wing back, and then we'll have probably Maxime Esteve. I think he's back. He'll be at centre back, probably alongside Josh Loren, which is not what I do, but I think that's what Parker would do. And Ekdal at centre back as well in midfield. It'll probably be Big Les and Florentino, and maybe Hannibal. I like Hannibal. He's very tenacious, brings a good energy to the side, but he has a silly moment in him, as you guys saw. At the turf early in the season, and he's got a bit of an idiot streak in him. Like he's always doing something stupid, like stamping on someone or throwing an elbow. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just chill out. Like,
is Hannibal the ex-Man United guy? Is he ex-Man United?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
him. He's a mad one. He'll frustrate the life out of his playing, not necessarily through his play, but through his antics. Exactly, that's what I mean. Like he's just an idiot. Like we love him. He's a lovable idiot, but he's an idiot. And I would have Jadon Anthony on the left, Marcus Edwards on the right, and Lyle Foster through the middle up front. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think you'll play with it? Because I'm just looking now. Yeah, this is obviously when you're at home. You played. It says here you kind of played like a 3-4-3, which I'm guessing when you defend, you're defending in a back five.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a 5-4-1 in it in like. From a defensive point of view,
kind of, yeah. So obviously the wing backs will go into the 5, then the 2 wide forwards They'll go into the midfield, and then we'll have Lyle up front on his own. It could be Brozier, actually, thinking about it. It could be Armando Brozier.
Ex-Chelsea,
but he needs to start putting the ball in the net. That's basically it. You'll see it more as a 5-4-1 more than a 3-4-3. I always do enjoy seeing it how websites sort of like make sense of it and try and put it down as their formation. It's different with every different website. It's not. I think sometimes it's more of a sort of like I prefer it to be more of like a 4-2-3-1, which is sort of like what we did last year. But I think he will go 5 at the back against Liverpool.
Fairs. Carl, I know, like Arne Slot, the form has changed round now. Liverpool are unbeaten in 9-10 games, but
something like
I think, bro, the people forget not the people, but I think certain channels and I don't know, media forget how many games Liverpool drawn. Are you worried though, bro, that we are obviously heavy favourites for this game, but is there anything in your mind that tells you this could be another, I don't want to say it, but horrific draw, considering the ambitions where we have, and that is to kind of get back into the top. Well, we're in top 4, but to kind of make sure we stay there at least. Yeah,
definitely. There is always that worry, and again, it's because of the season we're having. But I do think we'll have enough for this game. But there is that worry still. There is. It's always going to be there until the end of the season, I reckon.
Okay, if there was one player, Carl, that you're worried about from Burnley, what player would that be? Is it Edwards?
Edwards or Anthony? Yeah, they seem to be the most threatening. Even in the first game we played against Burnley, I remember Anthony getting a chance where he cut in, but he didn't quite catch it right. And you just think what all that has to happen in our game is. Again, like we saw against Barnsley, we conceded a chance in the first 30 seconds where they hit the post. If that
this is what I'm saying, and that's Barnsley.
If they score early, we could be in trouble.
I'm gonna be so honest here. I don't even know why I'm even speaking like this. I do think we'll beat Burnley, but there's also another part of me that feels like, with all these draws, the way how we've been playing, especially against teams that because I'm guessing you're gonna try and play it long, right, Joe? Like you're not gonna try and break down Liverpool, or have I got that completely wrong? Will Parker just go long, maybe go long to Brozier, look for the knockdown? Like, how do you think you'll even approach it, actually?
It's weird. Like I said, I don't really see us having a plan at the minute. Sometimes we try and counter, but we are very, very slow at countering. So it kind of just seems a bit pointless. Sometimes we go long. It'll probably be a mixture more than anything, but I think you'll probably see us try and counter a little bit more on the floor rather than pumping it long, if I'm honest. What we try and do is we try and get it wide and let the players like Anthony and Edwards drag you up the pitch through a counter-attack rather than just pumping it long up to Brozier.
First, Carl, and if I'm not mistaken, Carl, wasn't this the same game where we had to rely on Frimpong for the cross and then we got the penalty?
Yeah, Hannibal.
This is what I'm talking about. I remember, I know we had a lot of the ball in that game, Carl. But we didn't really do much, We kind of got away with it a little bit, Would you say that?
We did massively. I mean, I don't think we really created anything.
He says, "Bro, why are you bringing that up?" Because it's facts. That's why. Listen, I wish we could all sit here and just say, "Oh, when we last played Burnley, we beat them comfortably." We didn't. We actually didn't. We genuinely didn't. And if I remember correctly, we got the lucky penalty. But again, let's just hope that can change. But yeah, obviously, Burnley have their own ambitions. All right, let's get into the last thing then, score predictions then. What are we saying? Let me go with the guess. Obviously, Joe, what's your score prediction for the game, my bro?
3-0 to Burnley. No. I think Liverpool win. I think you win 2-0, if I'm honest.
Fairs. Carl, what about you?
I'm going 3-0 Liverpool for this one.
Interesting. You think we're going to score 3 goals?
We better. No, I'm saying
I just wanted to remind you, and this is not even to that thing. We had to bring on the heavy hitters to beat Barnsley.
I know.
I'm just letting you know that. I'm reminding you. Me personally, I think we will win. I think it will be 2-0. I'd like to sit here and think Liverpool would score more than 2 goals, but I do think I know Joe doesn't have much faith in terms of how they defend, but I just feel like when teams go to Anfield, Cal, that fear factor is lost a little bit, and I feel like it's up to us to get that back. And obviously, that's hopefully beating, Burnley by more than 2 goals and making the Premier League aware again. Like Anfield is still a dangerous place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now, I feel like teams are too comfortable.
Absolutely.
So,
You go.
No, what was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna just say, if we don't win this game, what do you think the repercussions are?
We should have got Alonso in yesterday. We should have brought in Alonso when he was fired from Madrid. Slot should have obviously left the 9 losses in 12. I mean, it's unthinkable. Like, and this is no disrespect to Burnley. Burnley obviously are fighting relegation. Liverpool should really be in a title race, but instead we are fighting for top 4. Now, if you're telling me the coach who is now struggling to break down a tactical mastermind like Scott Parker, I think we've got to ask more questions, haven't we?
Yeah, agreed.
Do you know what I mean? What you say, Joe? Just quickly, Joe, before you go, what's your thoughts on Arne Slot as an outsider? I just wanted to hit what do you rate him, or you just think I got away with it last year, a bit lucky?
I don't think he's a top manager. I think he's a good manager. I don't think he got away with it last season, but I do feel like he was sort of like benefiting from the squad and the style that Klopp had built more than anything. He's come in and won the title in his first season, though, so you've got to give him some respect for that. But I do agree he was mainly down to the side that Klopp built. I feel like now Alonso is available, that's what Liverpool should be looking at, personally. I said to Callum on my channel, Alonso and Liverpool just fits. I'm not a Liverpool fan, obviously, but I would love, I don't know what it is, it's just something about Alonso on the sidelines at Liverpool, just picturing it in my head, it just screams perfect. So I think that's what you boys should be doing personally.
See, Cal, Joe understands it. He understands it, bro.
Yeah.
He just does. He gets it.
Should we get Joe a Liverpool top?
I think we should. He might throw it in the bin, but it's worth a try. We can try it.
I'll just take the money instead, lads. If you want to just send me the money.
Yeah, we only do gift cards, mate, and it's strictly for jersey. Go get your football jersey. Yeah, for £15, you can go do that if you want.
Hey, mate, do that. I'll love that. Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah. But now, listen. Big up everyone for joining once again. Also, people, make sure you go and check out Joe's YouTube channel, the TurfCast. The link will be in the description of the video. Guys,
and the title, linked in the title as well. Yeah,
links in the title as well, people. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 50K. Please help us get there, people. This video is sponsored by okjerseys.com. You can go and get your football jerseys for about £15. Use the code Kopish and get 8% off. We will be back tomorrow, obviously, for Tom and Hassam Kopish collab. So make sure you tune in there. Then obviously we'll have the watch along for the game against Burnley. Hopefully Joe's thinking, hopefully they can get a win or a draw. But Liverpool fans, come and join us. We'll be over on Big Up for that watch along, and make sure you guys tune in there. So big up there. But yeah, Cal, anything you want to say, bro?
No, I just want to say thank you to Joe, man. Really appreciate you coming on the channel and even having me on your channel as well, man. Great
yeah, no worries. I always love coming on. Like you said earlier, though, Cal, on my channel, it feels like a while since we've seen each other. All I can do is apologise for the fact that we keep getting relegated. Hopefully, I'll see you the season after next.
Yeah. Joe, I'll see you in 2028, mate.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
No, I appreciate you, Joe, each and every time. I really do appreciate coming to the channel again, my bro. It's been a minute as well. But people, listen, take care. God bless. It's Team Kop-ish and Joe from TurfCast. We're out, people. Love.